Here we go. Hey.
Wait, oh shit. My bad. I was drinking.
Could you have more blue and yellow on? Listen, this is Savage AF.
Maize.
Come on,
Ain't no
man.
yellow here. It's maize and blue.
Okay, yeah, maize like the corn. Listen,
Whoa,
this is
let's go,
just
y'all.
like his team. Corny.
Watch
no, they're good.
Savage AF, y'all. You know what it is. Forget your feelings. Facts matter. That's our motto. I'm Black Pedro. This guy.
And I am Shang.
Yeah, whoa. I got nervous for a second.
For a minute there, I lost the track.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what we do, man. Savage AF, we're here for you live on YouTube and Facebook simultaneously.
Monday
through Friday, typically at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
To 4 p.m.
Typically. If you ever miss us live on either of those platforms.
Wait. Make sure you're clear on it. If you miss us live, what happens? Make sure, it got to be something that they know there's a penalty. There's ramifications and repercussions for not following us.
I want you to eat your own knuckles by punching yourself in the face. But before you get violent with yourself, you can redeem yourself by
you can make your life better
by going to our YouTube channel, which is scrolling at the bottom of the screen right now. For those who are listening, youtube.com/C/Savage World, all one word, and that'll get you all the archive episodes.
And you can forgive it, and you can go there, and while you're there, you can ring this bell and subscribe. A little something like this. See how easy that was? You see how easy that was? Also,
for you and me.
Right. He made it more less aggressive. And you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with your thumbs. Ain't nobody cut your thumbs off. This ain't no, Iraqi in fucking prison where they torture you and take your thumbs off. So right now, if you're watching this, you got thumbs. So go use them. Give us some thumbs up. Don't make me. Hey, kids, don't make me come in there.
Hey, all right now.
All right, now I ain't playing. I see the people on the feet. I'm just saying. So make sure that you do that. If you do that, you are a better person for your entire life. Now that's what I'm telling you. Also, we ain't done. We already told you to subscribe. We got a Facebook page. That's right, Meta World Facebook. Lloyd Free
Peace
page. I just added all kinds of stuff. Make sure you go to our Facebook page. Tell them what the page is, because if you tell them what the page is, then they know what page.
Can they find the page?
Right.
Savage A.F. Do a search for that. Savage A.F. Don't leave it. Don't leave the dots out.
Right. Subscribe.
Do the dots.
Follow.
Savage
subscribe. Do that. And one more thing before we jump into this show, because we're going to jump right into it, because there's a lot of shit going on in this world. There's certain things that makes the grass grow. There's certain things that makes your skin moist. There's certain stuff that when you blink your eyes will be moisturized. But there's certain shit
tear
that,
ducts.
Your tear ducts. But it's not just the tear ducts. It's not just the tear ducts. We need something even more.
Eye saliva.
Yeah. Wow. I call it eye vomit. So make sure that you
ocular
follow.
jizz.
Yeah. Oh man, that just came in my own eye. So make sure you follow at Black Pedro on the IG. We need the follows. We need as many follows as possible. And make sure you follow at Comedian Shang on the IG. On the IG. Shout out to Sacramento, California sold out show. Thank you very much. I posted it up on my Instagram. I showed the theater and everything. Thank y'all for all coming out and selling it out at in Sacramento at the Guild Theater. The Guild Theater. Thank you so much for selling it out. I appreciate it. And the Caucasians that came to the show, sorry I was so hard on you.
Hey, but you know.
But you were laughing.
You shouldn't have looked like that, though. I mean, that's pretty ridiculous.
But you were laughing. I know some Caucasians. Well, I didn't go at the Capitol. Why are you talking so much smack to me, man?
Prove it.
Yeah, but
Let me see the proof.
the people that came looked like they really did sack the Capitol.
Yeah,
Like they had that I sacked the Capitol. I don't care about rights look.
The town starts with
Yeah.
Sacramento, so they were just probably
Just doing what they were told.
hardwired into it. All right, man. Y'all know what it is. Hey,
I just want to make this
really,
face. I see we got people in the feed, but
yeah, I
I
was about
want
to
you
say,
to
let's
read
say
it.
hello.
I'm just gonna make this face,
That
and now you read it. Look,
was it. That was it.
Wow.
All right, y'all. We got Bronda James in the building. Sandy English, we see you, lady. Damani Jones, AJ Fitz, Stuns. Y'all keep building the building while we build it up. We do our part. Y'all the brick, we the mortar, y'all the brick, whatever. But this is how we do it, y'all. Savage AF. It's Monday, November 21st. Thanksgiving is this week. Where the fuck did this week go? It's November 21st,
what are you gonna do
2022.
What is Thanksgiving?
It's always Thursday. Always a Thursday.
I don't know. I don't celebrate it. I don't eat. Now I'm a vegetarian, so I don't really eat the turkey.
You can still get it.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
All the so for those who don't know, Thanksgiving is always the last Thursday of November. So the date might change year to year, but this year it's on the 24th, this Thursday. And this week has flown by. So let's get into it, y'all. Savage AF. Fuck your feelings. Facts matter. We're grown now.
Yeah, we can talk that shit.
Let's go, y'all. Black Pedro, comedian Shang.
Yeah.
Fuck what you heard. This is what it is, y'all.
This is what it is.
We're gonna end today with the SHANGRY.
Yeah.
This reminds me of 300. Like, then we will fight in the shade. But
yes.
SHANGRY today, he wants to shower the right with a rain of dicks. Just Dicknami.
Yeah, a Dicknami. Yeah.
A Dick
a Dick Nordate, a Dick NATO.
Dick NATO.
Because and especially, well, I forgot one little thing I was going to put in there. Not just the right, but the religious right. So
there you go. Okay. Well, we, damn near the same thing.
Same shit.
Before we get into that, Black Pedro popping today. It's Go Blue Week, bitch.
I already know. Kuchadamas is in the building. We ain't seen Kuchadamas.
Welcome back to society, sir. This nigga just you ain't been here in a while, dog. So I know you.
New time, new shit, same toilet. What's up? You hate.
What's happening, you crazy motherfuckers? Hey man, welcome back, brother. I'm glad. I'm glad you beat that case or whatever. I don't know what had you on lock.
I know what had him on lock, but I'm gonna just say, hey man, how's your wife doing?
Oh,
see, you can't say that a certain way. You gotta say, how's your wife doing? You gotta say it goofy. You can't be like, hey man, so how's your wife doing? You can't have that tone. Like if Pedro bring his woman in, you can't be like, so how's your woman feeling? See,
that's why I don't have a woman because
don't ever do that.
Be testing me, dog. Trying to get a nigga locked up.
Wow, he just gonna start off hot. I haven't been dicking your mama down. Well, if you do, you got a Ouija board because she been gone for a while. I didn't know you were a corpse cock slammer. So,
to each their own. Before our Black Pedro pop in today, we got one of our favorite segment, man. A motherfucker say what?
It's a delicious segment.
If you hated the White Lives Matter t-shirts, have I got something for you today? We'll talk about it. Motherfucker say what? I'm gonna leave that as a little spoiler. We're gonna sprinkle it on you. Sprinkle it on you. But before we get into that, actually a very serious topic, and we go hard on here. Savage AF. But some bad things in the Sprangs, man. Shang and I over the past couple of years have been to Colorado Springs.
Or 3 times?
Yeah, twice.
Yeah.
Shout out to 3E's Comedy Club. I know I've been twice. And Colorado Springs, man, seemingly a great town. I know I made a joke that it was very diverse because I had never seen that many different kind of white people in one place. So,
it's not.
But this weekend it reared its ugly head. You gotta understand there's a NORAD is in Colorado Springs, the Air Force is there, there's a big base there, and also the United States Olympic training facilities officially are in Colorado Springs. So small town playing big city that has some very essential elements to American identity embedded within it. One of them is apparently hate. As we see
Lots and
that
lots of hate.
at a venue called Club Q, which
This is Club Q.
yeah, which is a predominantly
It's
gay
it's
establishment,
a gay transgender,
LGBTQ plus
LGBTQ plus
club
community.
oriented in that direction.
And not on and now they haven't given the details completely on who the shooter is. Of course, black people always got their fingers crossed, going, "Please don't be a nigga.
Please don't let it
Please don't be a no nigga."
UVA was hard because that was black on black crime.
That was black on black. That was black on black. But the bottom line is, right now, this is just seems like it's every week.
So we have five confirmed dead,
five dead,
and
25.
And just watching the press conference here that they just gave, that number has not changed since the incident in the past 36 hours. 17 injured is what they said.
17. I think it was more than that. It was 20 something.
Well, so it said, so literally just before we went on, listening to city officials, they said 5 dead, 17 wounded from gunshot injuries, 1 wounded from non-gunshot injuries, and then 1 person who was a victim but had no wounds, which I think was an important aspect to put out to the public, because they were the officials, police department, district attorney, U.S. attorney were all making open pleas to have anybody who, because motherfuckers start shooting in the club, people bounce, right?
And also, what happens?
So by the time the cops show
hurt
up,
each other too, trying to get out.
Yeah, but not everybody who was there when it happened was there when the police got there. So they're trying to, communicate with all individuals involved who may have been there and would also be co-plaintiffs, basically, in this as potential victims of this crime. So that's what is going on in America. Once again, is Colorado. I mean, this shit, as we know it in this modern era,
Colorado, really.
Columbine High School, like that incident in Colorado, 1999 April. As I'm leaving college, it was like we totally didn't see it and realize it, but we were entering a new era of American random violence.
Oh man, AJ Fit went so dark.
Come on, man. Hey, I'm not even gonna repeat that.
I'm not gonna. But you know what? Listen,
can't do that with you, bro.
Okay, what I'm gonna say is the thing is.
Wait. No, I don't want to gloss over that without repeating what AJ said.
No, I'm not gonna say it. That's why I was gonna gloss past it.
Well, I don't want to gloss past it. I just don't want to say it, but I do want to say that, brother, I don't care how you feel about anybody. Nobody deserves to be anywhere chilling publicly and have somebody just come in with, this man came in, we don't even know who the shooter is yet, came in with a fucking a long rifle and a 9 or a pistol, I should say. And nobody deserves to be chilling in a public place and just get drilled with holes. Man, I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been to gay clubs with my gay cousins, right?
Right.
And what if, dog? Like, even if your hate ain't direct,
they shooting everybody.
It just makes no sense to walk into a place and start shooting unarmed people.
Okay, well, let me say.
So, like, AJ, I just gotta say, man,
okay,
I love you and respect you, but I don't think there's any room to joke about this.
Since we're not gonna gloss over it, I want to say, AJ Fit, I understand that there's people that have that feeling inside of them, like, because you're quietly, secretly attracted to niggas. But yeah. I'm fucking with you, AJ. Don't you hurt me. But because something inside you wants to kiss them deeply. And
make me feel funny.
But why you over there looking so gay? Now kiss me on the lips. Listen.
Okay, so
nobody like you said, nobody deserves it. But you got to think about it. There were people that were actually at this club that aren't gay. So that
none of the gay people didn't deserve it.
the gay people
Non-gay,
didn't deserve it.
the
The
busser
straight
doesn't
people,
deserve this. Yeah,
the
the
people that
barback.
work there.
Yeah, nobody.
But
This is not an answer to anything.
there
And
was
I will say, just AJ's next comment, because we can keep bouncing on this for a second. He said, "We've been dealing with holes put in us for years. This is why I don't like the comparative game. When you're like, well, we suffered, so what? So a dude should. So finish your logic out, AJ. Like, because we as Black people have dealt with oppression in this country, are you saying that the people in Club Q in Colorado Springs deserved a man coming in and just shooting at them? Like,
well,
because Black people have struggled, now everybody deserves to get shot?
well,
Like,
no,
let's just think about that logic. Like, you know what I mean?
okay,
Like,
no.
because I can't deal with that.
Oh wait, why he gonna go? He said, "Shang, my palm colored brother, not never. I love me some box." Okay, I was first off.
He called you palm colored,
First
which
off,
is
you call me palm colored.
this
Let's
is that's
not my palm because I look, I'm actually darker than that. But listen, you weightlifting motherfucker, you. I was joking with you because I know, but a lot of dudes that's mad at gay people inside
it's something
they gotta want to suck a dick.
For you to care that much.
Yeah, if you get that mad, maybe you just.
But I mean, as savage as we go on the show, though, I really don't think there's room to like joke about this.
Okay, but let me show you this graphic that I think that is one of the main things. And Bobert, that backward fucking cunt, who was saying all this negative stuff and heinous stuff and violent, insinuating violent shit towards the LGBTQ community. Mm-hmm. Now it's saying our hearts and mind, that standard Republican response.
Thoughts and prayers.
Prayers go out, right? But this graphic is what I look at it. Can you see what it does? That's which way I look at things.
And AJ does ask. He says, "I'm saying we get it all the time. So what's the big deal if they're gay? The big deal is that we get it all the time. They actually get it all the time too. So you should probably try and find some commonality rather than pointing out like the differences or, I mean, because really the voice to me sounds like, well, if we could get it, then everybody can get it. And really the attitude is like, nobody should be getting it.
Let me be devil's advocate.
Nobody should be treated like this.
Let me be a devil's advocate for what you, Pedro. Some people feel like, it's like nobody addresses our stuff with the deep sympathy and heinous, the heinous shit that happens to us the way they do. The gay community has made more traction in the media, made more traction in that. And even though the hate crimes have gone up for the gay community and transgender, 51%, it's gone up 51%. The bottom line is the way AJ Fitz might think, and there's a lot of people think, I think that way with some stuff too. I do comparison stuff. It's like, if you're going to have the empathy and sympathy for these people that happen to be gay or transgender, why don't you equally have it for people of color? So I understand that. I just think nobody deserves to get aftermarket holes in them for, just going to a club trying to have a good time. Me and Pedro were doing a show. We're supposed to meet a friend of ours who didn't show up. Mm-hmm. I think the minister of
our Minister of Defense missed a.
We were in San Francisco. Yeah, we were in San Francisco, so we were meeting at a club. The spot, and then we will go in, and it's a half-naked, big, giant, fat white dude, and he says, "Come on in!" And
he had on Speedos and a suspender, and I hugged him that night.
Yeah, he was
like fuck, but no, it's fine. Like all of that is gravy.
But I'm saying, but we didn't go in there to give rim jobs. The bottom line,
and we didn't go in there and trip out either. I had a few drinks.
What if while we're there? This dude don't know me and you are heterosexual. He's just coming in and killing.
Well, that's why I say nobody deserves that, right? There's no space in America where people should be allowed or it should be taken lightly that somebody can just walk in and start shooting at unarmed people.
Damani Jones asked a good question. Did the suspect get the gun in the club or was he outside the place? That
he got in the club. He was in the club. He was disarmed by two patrons.
Civilians.
Yeah, civilians. Who, obviously saved other lives.
And they did some heroic shit. They
but 5 people were killed and 17 were wounded by gunshots.
And
so
you know what? I just want to say it, and I still do the whataboutism with us as Black people, because I feel that we don't get a lot of media coverage and we don't get as much empathy for the deaths that happen with us from police, from racist, from each other. But I see where you're coming from, AJ Fit. I just don't agree. I can see stuff that I see, like, oh, I see where you're coming from. Just saying, I ain't.
That's why I do want to like challenge that voice, though, is just because you're right. There are a lot of people, especially in the Black community, who come from this perspective, and it's part of the voice of like some of Dave Chappelle or the criticism against Dave Chappelle's LGBTQ material is, that it's comparative, right? It's like, and that he was direct about that point. He was just like, there is racism in the gay community. So until I see this community fighting for me, why should we fight for you? That kind of thing. But I think in that sense, we're just throwing a blanket over 2 communities and just being like, oh, well, gay people don't fight for us. And absolutely gay people do, right? Like, it's literally part of the like the statement, the mission statement for Black Lives Matter, right? Like, that's something, like, they clearly state that they are LGBTQ forward, but they clearly also show up when Black men get killed by the police. So like, clearly their actions are in support of Black men, even though it is a group founded by LGBTQ members.
It's support. Okay, the bottom line is the reason I brought up Bobert, even though she's slim, she just won a slim win.
And I'm gonna wear my salmon colored shirts, AJ. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you
no,
off.
I know. I already
ain't gonna make fun of me. Nick, bright colors attract the girls. It's called peacocking. That's pimping. Ken pimps up, hoes down.
And I wear black, so I attract goth girls and people who like death.
Girls be like, and
they just land on my shoulder and go,
be a bat, and then the bat
like that movie Smile. Just, but no, I get it. I get what you're saying, but I can see both sides, because I do that for sure. Because there's sometimes when I see white people complaining and I say, well, my life and my son, and I go, motherfucker, all the Black people that have been through all the bullshit and all the extra shit, like you could work and be the best person you could be. If you're a gay person or a transgender person, you could be the best person you could be. And the one stopper is always race. It could be, damn, Pedro did this. He did everything he was supposed to do, and they still will judge us by race. So I understand why I get that in my, I'm going to use the old white word, in my crawl.
So AJ, I get what you're saying. He said we can't even jog without being shot.
That's true.
No, it's not true. Shank, stop.
It's true.
Nigga, I've been jogging a million times in my life.
And how many times have they shot at you? 4 or 5 times.
Here's the reality: is that we're one of few groups of people. Me, you, AJ. We represent a small demographic of America that could get shot and killed just for jogging.
Right.
But that doesn't mean you can't jog without getting shot.
Right.
Nigga, you the fittest nigga in here. If they were that scared, like, they should shoot you next time you go to the gym. You're the biggest nigga in America, right? So like, it's not that. It's not that we can't jog without being shot. But it is that we're one of few groups of people that have to be conscious of trying to live through this jog. Beyond our natural health.
Let me put it this way. I think that from what I get from a lot of gay friends and gay community and the people that I've talked to and shows I've done, because I got jokes that where I be going in on, because sometimes they're just so extra, and sometimes it's like, stop it, stop. You don't have to wave your hand that high. They're allowed to be clowned. But the bottom line is, I think that basically they just want to live and be at a club without getting fucking shot up. Just like you want to be at a club and don't be. It's pretty simple. Just like you want to be at a club, AJ Fit, and don't you be at the gym. You don't want somebody come in the gym start shooting motherfuckers up
Yeah,
You know
and
what
you
I'm
know
saying?
what?
I know you'll throw a fucking weight bench at them, but still.
And to be honest, growing up in Detroit and other places that I've hung out, I've been to clubs where I was conscious of the possibility of a shooting, but I wasn't worried about racists. You know what I'm saying? So it's something that happens within our community and without our community.
Right.
But AJ, I just want to encourage you to not callous your heart to other communities that are suffering the same things we do. Like these gay club shootings are the same thing as Dylan Roof going into that church in Charlotte
and shooting those black people
and shooting all those black people at Bible study.
But
it's the same thing, bro.
Okay, now the
you have
shooter.
to accept that in your heart.
The difference is I understand what. Okay, this is where we will disagree. The difference is this shooter probably didn't get to stop at Burger King. Probably because he was hungry, didn't get treated so well. Probably didn't get a foot on his neck or stomped down or shot or beat up. Like, the same thing. That's the same thing I said. In fact, I was just on another podcast debating this, where there was a white dude raped a girl. He sexually molested a girl. I'm not, because the R word makes us get flagged, but he sexually molested a woman behind a dumpster, and they let him out of jail because they said jail was bad for him because he came from a affluent.
I think he was a swimmer from Stanford.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's a real story. And then there was another football player that sexually molested a woman, and he got 5 years. Found out that the woman lied. He had already
in the black player's case, right?
Yes, in the black player's case. So what I'm saying is, I'm just putting that up because that's what they were comparing it to. I'm just saying that I get it, but nobody deserves. I don't want to be at the fucking store and have to duck. I don't want to be at a club, get my party on, and have to duck.
Man,
So you got to look at it from that, and that's why I really like this gift. It's called gift. It's a gift. That's a good graphic, right?
Part of my just as a byproduct of my upbringing in Detroit, at a certain point in my life, like walking down the street or some shit like that, I'd see a car coming, and even as a kid, 12, 14, 16 years old, I'd be like, all right, if the window goes down and I see a muzzle I'm going to duck behind the tree and then hop over this fence and try and get to the next block. Like I always, like, walking down the street was thinking about escape plans.
And that's fucked up. You should be thinking about.
But I'm back into that space now,
right?
In America, because recently, a couple months ago, I was sitting at a movie and I realized, like, I like to sit at the top of the theater and like just see everything, but I realized, like, I'm the farthest from the exits at this point.
So you would be the one that.
So then I'm like, oh, there's enough room behind this last row where I could potentially duck and lay down between these seats and just like hope this nigga don't find me, or if he comes in that way, I gotta bolt down. You know what I mean? It's like thinking of a way to get out of the mall now alive every day. When the Dairy Queen, motherfucking Yogurt Land, nigga, like where is the next place gonna be where they start shooting?
Okay,
and I think back to AJ a little bit here is just that we gotta understand that as Black people, Jewish people, LGBTQ plus communities, like all of these communities are linked under one yoke of the white male supremacist chauvinist system. And we have all different sufferings in different ways, but the commonality is there. So when this happens at Club Q, then you should know that it could happen at Club N-word or at Club, Jewtown or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this shit it's
everywhere.
It happens at our churches, our synagogues. So
but what I want to talk about, there's another aspect of it. And I think that even though Biden came out immediately and said that we got to get some of these automatic weapons and some of these guns off the fucking street, you don't need one of these. You don't need a clip like this unless you're fighting zombies.
Well, black people do in America, but that's a whole other.
That's a whole different.
I got one of them now. I can't.
You got a clip like that. You got a clip like that.
They're called magazines, first of all. Redstone
I mean,
Firearms
I'm
will
sorry,
charge you for that.
a magazine like this.
I don't know. Legally, no. In California, you cannot have a magazine.
You can't look at this,
No.
but I'm saying that's the other thing is, and what the fuck is going on? If you look at Colorado Springs, Columbine, the shooting in Denver, and the Dark Knight, Aurora,
yeah.
the Dark Knight, and there's people. I just feel like maybe this will make people start talking about not only the shootings, but the motherfuckers. What do you need a gun like this for? Maybe we shouldn't sell these type of guns to people.
It really doesn't seem necessary.
I mean, there's people that
even beyond guns. Queen Bee says a lady got stabbed in Target last week, and she was minding her own business. A damn psycho took a knife, stabbed her and a kid. I mean, come on now. So, I mean, I think America has been set up for this random violence.
Yeah.
He said, what's AJ saying? You can't hide being black. They're only known if they come out of the closet. Again, AJ, I'm just going to encourage you to find commonality, brother. I'm literally going to encourage you to look for commonalities between these communities and not the differences.
Well,
yeah, the differences are obvious, bro. Obviously, gay people have not been enslaved here. You know what I mean? Like, bro, our experience as black people here, as our ancestors, African ancestors, it's way different in that sense, right? But that doesn't mean we have nothing in common.
Let me ask you this.
It doesn't mean any of these people deserve.
Is it way worse? Is it way worse? To buy into
that question
is that way worse?
That's not a question I'll answer, and that because it goes completely against my whole point, which is to not compare. So it's not about who went through things worse.
I know, right?
Whose experience was worse?
Asking,
I mean, because like, bro, like
that's what people think.
No, because here's my thing. Are you gonna is any black person alive right now gonna quantify the difference between generations of enslavement or as a Jewish person, like your grandmother or your mom? Like there are people who are still alive who survived the Holocaust. Right. People who survived Tulsa as well, black people, right? So like, which was what, like, that's really what we need to figure out is who who went through more?
Pedro,
I'm not challenging you. I'm challenging
I'm saying,
else.
okay, I'm telling you the mentality of people when they see something like this and they go to that card is because they go, well, that's a false equivalency. You got there's 5 people dead here. You didn't say nothing about the 20 people dead here that happen to be people of color, or the black women that were being kidnapped and killed over and over again down in Georgia. All of that different stuff is what plays into it. You got it, like just like we got AJ Fit has to see it from the factuality of that. Hey, nobody should get shot, but I understand what people say. Yo, man. So if you're gonna have that empathy and all of that sadness and all of that energy, like Dave Chappelle said, I'm jealous of y'all because y'all have gotten a lot of shit done compared to us. And I think that compared to black folks. I'm saying there's people that think like that, Pedro, that they don't care. They can say, well, you can say all day, well, hey man, nobody should get shot. Well, what if there's a lot of people say, well, what about us? What about us? What about us?
I mean, I understand the sentiment, but I'm telling you, it's not a productive place for us as a black community.
It doesn't help
be in
the situation.
No, because it like for us to be here and be like, well, we get killed every day, so fuck it, you die too. That's not going to get us anywhere.
Shit, I got herpes. I hope you get herpes.
Like AIDS for everybody. Like it's not the best way to.
I think you shouldn't do that if you're having a dinner. You shouldn't say AIDS for everybody.
Just having a COVID dinner in 2020, just like for everybody. Like
right.
You know, it's like.
But in Colorado, does seem to have a lot of.
There's certain places that
Colorado and you know where else?
Texas.
Yeah. Texas, Wisconsin, because in Milwaukee,
Wisconsin has had, Michigan has had,
and right now, you know who I do like the fact that younger people, because Pedro and I both are not younger people. We're young-ish, but we're not younger people. They're the one out there. They're the one out there really fighting for it. I saw this image and thought, wow, this is really intense. that they're out there saying we need to get some of these guns, and this is the other thing. I don't give a fuck what nobody's saying. Everybody in the feed can get mad at me, but I don't care. The fact that you don't even care about the fact there's mental health issues that you don't even address, that you go, oh, well, the motherfucker was just mad. No, we don't address people with mental health issues. This motherfucker, apparently, that shot these people already was flagged on some other mental crazy shit he did. And why didn't he?
So those are the questions.
We never give up we never try to go, let's get more fucking help for the mental issue side of it, but we never do that. We never do that. We don't address that as much, which I think is fucking stupid.
Oh no, it's the root of it, to be honest. Plus the access. All right, so AJ, we with you, and then we're gonna move on after this to the next joint. But he says, y'all said that I never said gay people should get shot. Being a comedian and all the jokes made, some thin skin, bruh. So I'll admit, I don't think you were saying that gay people should be shot. But I will say that when an incident like this occurs and you're like, well, we get shot all the time, I'm going to ask you, what's the logical extension to that phrase? Like, what's the point of saying that? Is it that, well, since we get shot all the time, is it like, who gives a fuck if it happens to anybody else, or other people should be shot too, since we are? Or is it that nobody should be shot? Like, you know, like, because there's only a certain amount of directions you can go from a statement like, well, we get shot all the time. And it's like, okay, does that mean everybody should? But, and if you're making jokes about it, I'm just saying, in our community, we say it a lot. Too soon, bro. we 36 hours in.
Yeah.
And I know we savage AF, but well, you know, it's sometimes we gotta be realistic. Facts matter. And the fact is, these communities need to come together, Black, LGBTQ, brown, and understand the true oppressive
people that are really oppressing us, which is collectively the whites. No, it's the whites that are using. No, but I'm gonna say something right now. That's the
and you weren't right for making jokes on rappers getting shot either.
Okay,
you was wrong for that too.
Well,
we love you, AJ.
Why the money going up? Why the money?
My bad.
No, the money, but you know, niggas. Sorry.
Well, we keep clicking each other. Yeah.
Niggas die every day, B. like.
Yeah.
Yo, man, this ain't New Jack City.
That's how Trump supporters sound about January 6th. They're like, what about the cops? They're like. Cops die every day. It's like, bro, that's not.
You can't look at it that way. No, but the first thing I thought when I saw this shit, and then we're gonna move on, was the mental health issue side of it. And I thought, do they ever? They flag these people. These people like, oh, he beats his wife. He actually shot at one of his kids, and they never put that in there. And then they know this happened, and then a year later or 6 months later, he goes in the club and shoots up a bunch of people. The dude that was in Vegas that shot all the people at the country festival. He already had issues they knew about. There was stuff that he had posted on his fucking social media that they go, well, this don't sound normal shit. If I saw on PEDRO's Facebook, yeah, man, I love stripping people's flesh off, I'd be like, hey, nigga, I'd flag you. I'd report you. So why is it that the people in power and the police that like to go hard in the paint on everything else don't go hard to paint with that? And also, I think we should separate the police and people that have police, you know, abilities, but also know how to deal with mental issues. We don't do that. And I just think it's fucked up, because obviously if that's the root of it. So if we know that's the root of it, why don't we ever address it? But the first thing the right wing say is, wait, but you're not gonna take my guns away. And the Democrats go a little too soft and be like, well, we don't want to ruffle the feathers of the Republicans by saying mental issues.
And then when you tell them that Ronald Reagan, you know, motherfucking 30, 40 years ago, shut down, it took funding away from, you know, the mental health segment of our society.
Was letting crazy people
and just you know, had people who were not mentally stable out into the streets because there were no facilities or anywhere to take care of them. And that's what when I went to high school in Detroit in the 90s, and we be at the bus stop, and motherfucker would just come by like the Tasmanian devil and be like, blah, 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 blah. And you're 14 years old, nigga. And these niggas are like, you're like,
you know what?
Shit ain't, but it's that's Ronald Reagan.
I'm running for office on this next one on this platform. If we can spend, and I'm not exaggerating, if we can spend $57,000 on a boat that goes on a fucking,
like nuts and bolts,
like literally the military
just to put a shelf up.
They have a huge budget.
Well, they didn't really spend it on the boat. That's what the item line said.
The item line said. But what I'm saying is, we can spend that. We can spend it on facilities for motherfuckers that have issues and make sure they're updated and make sure that we have the right people to fix them. That is the thing I noticed, that we'll spend money on a whole bunch of fuckboy shit, but we don't spend money on the root of it. And we're gonna keep saying shit like this, and motherfuckers is gonna still be mentally out of their fucking cuckoo. And they gonna keep doing this. I don't see it stopping. But also the gun part. That's why the image. I looked up. You know, you can buy this motherfucker, man.
Yeah, in some states, not here in California.
Not here in California, yeah. But
Shane, they won't let you buy a fixed knife right now. But it's
wow. Okay, why you gotta bring that up? Let's move on to the next topic. Why you
all right there.
All right then.
Speaking of cuckoo motherfuckers.
Cuckoo for coconuts.
Wait till you hear this shit. Yeah. It's gonna make you say,
motherfucker say what? Yeah. Motherfucker say what? Say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. All right. So at a recent cannabis convention, sometimes, you know, we call them white folks, white dudes, colonizers. But they ran up
snow heathens,
milk crickets.
Yeah.
But this group of dudes, with T-shirts brandishing the slogan "Buy weed from rich white men," which is obviously a clear jab at, you know, drug enforcement and the way it's affected Black people, versus the legalization of marijuana that's currently happening, you know, from state to state. But buy weed from rich white men. These dudes ran up on a group called Buy Weed from Women.
Right.
So not only is there the race thing there, but there's also the gender thing, the colonizer thing.
Okay, white men like weed too. Look at this guy.
Well, he needs
his
more.
eyes are red, not because of age, because he's getting blazed.
Hey.
Okay, but the bottom line is these T-shirts, fuck these dudes first off. Secondly, this is most of the people that really buy weed look like this. They really do. They have a beautiful home and they get blazed and they do it just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? They absolutely.
I never did drugs until I went to Princeton. Okay. It's like at fucking Princeton, you could get any fucking drug. I'm not even gonna lie. One time I walked into we don't have like frats and sorority houses at Princeton, so we have these things called eating clubs, which are basically like country clubs, just like training ground for the country club life. And it's our party scene on campus. And one time I walked into the most notorious party hard club on the block, on the street, on Prospect. And I walked into the library and dudes were doing lines off of the table. And, you know, me being just kind of an asshole and a funny guy, just loud as fuck when I walked in the room and saw them doing it. I was like, hey, those are drugs. And everybody's like, not cool, man. I was like, neither are drugs.
You're not allowed to get. Hey, you guys are not allowed to do that.
No, because like crack tore up my city, dude. And like, then I walk into this place and these fucking.
Oh no! But now there you go.
AJ,
I agree right there. There is a double standard for white people who do cocaine, all kind of drugs, opioids. J. Cole got a thing. It's like a rhyme where he's basically making a comparison, and that is a comparison where he say that while when the crack epidemic was like, hey, it's all your fault, but the opioid epidemic is not white kid's fault.
That's the Sackler family, dude. Like we
But
know
I
who
know.
did it.
Okay, we know who
They
did it.
took
But
their
the
names
Sackler
off
family's
buildings.
not. The Sackler family's not a bunch of brothers. And
No.
but buy weed. They say buy weed. By the way, this beat is getting its stance on.
Man, I feel
Man,
like getting fucked up
but
right
buy
now.
weed from white men, rich white men, is a smack in the face, especially for all the brothers that
It's
are
fighting
in jail.
words.
It's fighting words. It's fighting words. Now, don't get me wrong.
Especially when you run up on a group intentionally called "Buy Weed from Women,"
That you're trying to start some shit.
it's like you're a real dick, bro.
You're starting some shit. And I personally, if I would buy weed from anybody, it would be Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, just man, that shit looks kind of real though. Like I feel when I was in Jamaica, I saw a motherfucker look just.
Yeah, like I would buy weed. If I'm gonna buy weed, it's gonna be a rich black man, and his name is Morgan Freeman, aka played God and the President 4 times.
That's it.
That's who I buy from. Not you, goofy motherfuckers.
And it's just an acknowledgement, and that's privilege when you can acknowledge that rich white men are the ones who are able to, procure the proper paperwork, permits, facilities, acreage to grow weed legally in these states to do it legally.
There's a
and the nigga who sold a nickel, who's serving
is
fucking
in jail
years.
15 years. And there's a white man that actually came in on our feed and said, "What did you say, Pedro? What did you say?
Go back to Africa."
Okay.
Or wherever Pedro's come from.
What does he comb his eyebrows with? What the fuck?
Nothing at all. Wind.
Nothing.
The wind.
I know.
He got side eyebrow. Like that shit is curving down towards the.
Yeah, I mean, but rich white men get away with it. And AJ Fit, you quiet as a fucking church mouse now, because there is a double standard when it comes to this. There's an absolute double standard where rich white men can get away with.
AJ don't smoke weed, so he's just
that don't really matter.
Whatever, bro.
But buy weed from rich white men, and you know what'll happen? This is the bad part about black folks. There are black people that'll do it. That'll buy it. That will buy it from rich white men.
Oh well, I admittedly I probably do, man. I go to dispensaries now.
The dispensary I go to is owned by a black woman and a Latino woman. So,
all right. So I gotta get up on that.
Okay,
man.
I'm just saying it's right across from the.
Admittedly, I haven't been that conscious about that. I'm just like, it's about convenience for me.
You know where the Improv is? It's across the street from the Improv.
Oh, that's owned by the black woman and Latino.
I met both of them.
I have purchased from there before, so they're cool.
I met both of them, and they cool as fuck. And they gave me a 20% discount. Thank you. Celebrity has its perks.
Hey,
but I'm telling you right now, I think this is a slap in the face to the people that have gone and done real fucking time over the same shit that these rich white men are pushing. That's the part Biden needs to let more people out. And
I think they are. I mean, it's happening.
But it's them.
All right. So speaking of pushing, we're gonna keep pushing, but maybe let's look for those black dispensary owners. That'll be the thing. All right, but as we keep it pushing, man, and speaking of cool dudes, I'm one of them.
Oh, wow.
Hey, it's your boy Black Pedro, popping in, hey, with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin'.
Yo, it's your boy Black Pedro with another poppin' to let you know what's poppin', dog.
I knew this.
You know what's poppin', my nigga? You know what's poppin'?
I already know.
11-0. Number 3 in the nation. Going on the road this Saturday.
Well, we'll see.
9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Who do they got to beat? Who they got to beat, though?
Some team from down south. Ohio. We beating our whole state.
Okay. Do you understand? I went and did a search. When I say the venom that Michigan is shooting at Ohio, it's amazing.
It's always the same, baby. But here it is. Even more than last year. Last year, Michigan entered that game 10-1, and Ohio State was 11-0, and we beat them pretty handily.
How do you feel this year, though?
This year it's going to be tough because it's on the road. We're going to be
way harder on the road
at
way
Ohio,
harder.
But
the fans are going to be they're going to be the 11th man.
I'm gonna tell you what it is, man. This past weekend, I almost shit my pants during the game. And it wasn't even during
I wouldn't tell people that.
It wasn't even the amount of tequila I had, man. It was Michigan hosting Illinois, which I knew wasn't going to be a sleeper game. But when Michigan was losing with less than a minute left in the game, I was like, yo, this shit don't feel like, with like less than 3 minutes left, Michigan was down by 2 points. No, by 1 point, 16-17, we were losing. And they kicked a field goal to come within 1 point. And I'm just like, ugh, it's not a lot of time left on the clock. The defense is honestly, they've been put through their biggest test because like Illinois was finding holes and doing some things, right? Not running away with the game, but like it was. I was like, the defense doesn't look great today. And they came up huge, got the ball back, got it in field goal range within 12 and with 12 seconds left, Michigan hit the game-winning field goal to win by 2. I'm just saying all that to say that they're coming off of their biggest, truest test of the year. Like Michigan, the whole year has not been in a losing position in the fourth, like in the last minutes of the fourth
Pedro,
quarter.
hold up, Pedro.
And they came through.
So you're saying Ohio? Ohio is going to be the biggest test because playing in Ohio,
it always is,
and especially with that fucking crowd down there that absolutely fucking hates you guys.
And they can't read.
And they can't read, and also they diddle their relatives.
Let's go blue.
Yeah, but yeah, no, what I do know of it, I know that the rivalry is fucking. And this research I did from just when is real as fuck.
Well, but this year too, it's also like it's I think 06 or 07 was the last time that they were like almost in this exact same position where like Michigan is ranked number 3, Ohio State is ranked number 2, and they are both 11-0.
Right.
Like nigga, when you talk about hate and animosity and everything that man, it's like if somebody was like, all right, for an hour, you could box your ex in the face, with her hands tied behind her back. You'd be like, all right, man, I'll take that hour. Like, This is everything you've ever lived for. So I'm not going to lie to y'all. All week, my Black Pedro pop-ins are going to be about Michigan football. What I want to talk about today, though, is really quickly it's going to be a test. We don't know how the star running back, Blake Corum, who he's either tied or leads the nation in touchdowns scored. He's a top 5 in yards, total yards. So like, he's a Heisman Trophy contender. He should be in the top 3. And he got a slight injury on Saturday. So not sure he'll be there. Not sure what condition he'll be in come game time. That will be big. Stay tuned. Go blue all week. We doing this. Fuck y'all. Except for Thursday because it's Thanksgiving. So yeah.
Okay, but I'm gonna say something to Pedro. One, I always wish him luck on his team because I'm not into it as much. And the stuff that I do watch, I have been at we're going to do a show, and I know how he feels when they're not doing well. He starts smacking people at the bar. He starts like, yo, fuck
only
y'all.
The opposing team.
Only the opposing team. No, I know you can't, but this is going to be a test because according to the stuff, when I looked up the information to get some of the graphics,
it's gonna be tough.
Ohio's not playing. So y'all gonna have to.
Here's always the thing. It's like they're typically touted as being more athletic, and they're
right.
Like,
and they got
a big play team, and we're
they
wear you down. We're the rope team. So do we, dog. We have the best offensive line in the nation.
Okay, yeah, but I'm just telling you what it said.
And our defense is one of the best.
And they said that if the comparison between the two, they said that athletically, Ohio is
no doubt.
Is chock. And I read it. I don't say this. I never say this word. It's chock full.
Chock full of speed. Speed kills, but Michigan is fast. Michigan is athletic too. In different ways. In different ways. I'm
gonna text you afterwards and see how you. If you see a picture of him with a bunch of sleeping pills, you know what happened.
99.
You motherfuckers lost. So, Savage AF, what we're going to let you know, Savage AF, this is what it is. This is what we do. Make sure that
Take
you
us out of here, Shane.
subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe to the channel. And when you go to our page and subscribe to the channel, make sure you click this little thing. It's a little thing you click. And click the bell, subscribe to the YouTube, follow us on not only YouTube, but Facebook. Make sure you check us out on Facebook. Check us out on Facebook, and also follow us both on the IG. If you get the chance and you happen to be on the IG, I know some of y'all be on the IG. Follow at Black Pedro and follow at Comedian Shang. All right, and if you don't, you know what that is. So make sure you do that. Now, I want to say, if you're a religious person, you probably will not like this next one, but I really feel like their level of hypocrisy has made me want to punch them in the face with their own fist. Yes. So take it. Let me tell you something, man. I see all these people. Now, this is tied to Trump, okay? The bottom line is, now the religious people are all now they talking about dropping Trump because he's a big loser. Not because of all of the fucked up shit he did and the racism, the xenophobia,
that's the part they like.
Corruption. that's the corruption. They now, after the midterms, he's the biggest loser. It ain't the dude that ran up the hill and ate that last hot dog. It's this motherfucker. And now the Republicans, all these religious right Republican people are saying, well, we got to drop Trump because he's a loser, instead of all of the horrible shit he did. Some of them are still 36% is still calling Jesus, but the rest of them are worshiping Trump still. So I don't want to hear it. And religious people, y'all could all get showered with a rained dicks, because the only thing you see as God-fearing are white folks. That's why religion, y'all can kiss my ass. Your hypocrisy's full of shit. And the Republicans, your hypocrisy's full of shit. Because the only reason now you're saying you ain't fucking with Trump is because he's a loser, not because of all the shit he did that goes against everything that's supposed to be morally, your morals are about. Thou shalt not hate thy neighbor. Thou shalt this, thou shalt that. You goofy motherfuckers, Y'all logic is, your right-wing Christian logic is bullshit. It has always been bullshit, and you know it. But now that Trump is the biggest loser, and now that you knew Trump is fucking corrupt as shit, y'all gotta definitely see this. This is a great, great fucking article about the religious right, the corrupting the cross and the Constitution. They don't give a fuck about it. If you get a chance, it's fucking hardcore. He goes hard in pain. Jeff Nall. Gotta check him out. Gotta read it. But I'm telling you right now, all you religious people, don't come up to me. Don't say, if I sneeze, don't say God bless you. Just go, hey, don't sneeze. Yeah, exactly. You bitches. You're a bunch of bitches. And the right wing knows. And the right, especially the religious right wing. I forgot to put religious right wing in there. The only reason that you ain't fucking with Trump now is you want to win. That's why you fucking with the Satan. And that's the only reason. It's not because of anything else. Because this dude, everybody that he backed, other than maybe 6, fucking lost in the midterms. He cost them more than that. And him running for office, I hope that it helps Georgia get that one more seat that we fucking need.
Georgia. I will say that, just to add on to that, an addendum to your point here today, is that I think that the conservative wing, the 6 conservative Supreme Court justices, also deserve a big round of applause for fucking up this midterm election with their overturning, with the Dobbs decision and the overturning of Roe v. Wade, because it really did motivate people. And it was at the behest of the Republican Party that they did that, which totally exposed them as a compromise court within that within that
Well,
majority.
nobody respects the fucking Supreme
body.
Court right now. The Supreme Court
So.
can eat. You know what? You know what? The
Nobody
Supreme
respects
Court,
6 of them motherfuckers. 3 of
six
them are all
them.
good.
No, 3 of them are gone. But I'm saying, but overall, the Supreme Court
as a body, yeah,
fuck them. They fuck them, feed them rocks, and take them swimming. The bottom line is all of that. There's a lot of that religious motherfucker. They try to put religious in politics, and sometimes you shouldn't even do that. So anybody that's very religious, I'm not saying so we won't get fucking flagged. I'm not gonna say fuck Jesus. Wait a minute, I just did say fuck Jesus, but I'm saying, oh, see, look, okay, wow.
Not right wing, but you do love Jesus. Well, girl.
Well, no, I'm just telling you that where was all of that religious fucking moral outrage when he was grabbing pussies?
We love you, Nicole.
Where was all that outrage when he was grabbing pussies? Where was the outrage when he absolutely said there's good people on both sides? When he was talking about Nazis? Where's I never heard him say any kind of condolences when the people were shot in Pittsburgh at the fucking synagogue. He was too busy talking shit about other people and talking shit about bitch McConnell. So fuck all y'all.
I feel like Nicole has a blade in her purse. She's like, watch it.
No, I'm just saying.
But it is a bit of
religious people's hypocrisy.
It is a bit of cherry picking that's been done by, and you know, in Nicole's defense, she is not. I think we're talking about a conservative, white religious,
religious,
like you know what I mean, that's predominantly.
But black people's religious hypocrisies, you know, because
it doesn't.
They could get a bag of dicks too. They can be beat with a bag of dicks too because they so full of shit. I'll be at the club, be at the strip club with a nigga. Oh, I got to get up in the morning and go to church. Fuck you, nigga.
I gotta finish writing my sermon.
Yeah, it says stop it. You're religious people, and I don't care if we're gonna get flat. Religious people are the biggest fucking hypocrites in the world. They're full of shit, and especially right-wing white religious people are the biggest fucking full of shit people. Because if Trump would have had been the cause of winning more seats, they'd be riding that little orange dick of his, and that's a fact. But and Miss Irvin,
another big fact, yeah, religion has no place in politics.
But they push it in there because they push it in there, push it real good. That's what they do.
All right, man. Speaking of pushing it, I gotta push up out of here.
Yo, now listen. All right, man. Listen, we're going to be back tomorrow, 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Make sure you come check us out when we do live shows. Speaking of live shows, tomorrow night I will be at Flappers Comedy Club with Sean Porter and friends. It'll be myself, Ian Edwards, Sean Tucker, Rob Lee, Augusta DeRose Jones, and Nisha XL. All right, I'll be doing that show tomorrow night in Burbank, California. And this weekend, if you happen to be in Vegas, I'll be at the House of Blues in Vegas. I'll be at the Foundation Room. I'll be headlining there for one show, possibly 2 shows. So thank you. Yeah, well, they won't be there. I don't think they won't be there. So make sure you come check me out, Vegas. I'll be there. And then if you're up really, really late, I'll be at the Dirty at 12:30 at the South Point Casino this weekend. And this weekend. So thank you guys for checking us out. Thank you guys for coming to the live shows. Kuchadamas, he had been here for a while. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man.
And hey, yo, we'll see you tomorrow.
You know what it is.
All right. Deuces.